Yo, real quick, because I ain't got no time to be typing. So I was talking to Ife just now, and she has this. I'm not gonna say it's a movement because ain't nobody moving on it, but she has this idea about separation, right? And I think people are afraid of that word. So I was watching this thing with the Gullah people in South Carolina last night while I was showing my wife, and one of the things that the reporter said was that your guys are really isolated out here. And she said, no, you look at it as isolated, we look at it as insulated. Right? So, me and Ife was just talking on her thread, and I'm like, if you really, really think about it, example, when I called the Uber earlier today, before I got with the musty man, the brother calls me, and he goes, you got a nice house here. And he said, you still got to be careful when picking up people. So when I pulled up to the house, I realized, it was a nice house. I figured these people take care of the house. They are right. That's what he says to me. So as much as it was a compliment, it just shows how we look at ourselves as a community and how much we really, really, really dislike ourselves, right? But we like to remind the world that we black when it suits us. So Chinatown and whatever town you ever think of, Puerto Rico, Mexico, whatever the fuck town or whatever culture you can think of, has a knack for selling themselves, right? In Italian, they got the San Gennaro Festival, whatever the hell it is. We just always got they always got something that makes you want to reach out to them and spend your money, spend your time, right? So when you think of separation, you should think of it more like we insulating ourselves. We are a community. We are a culture. We are the shit. But we really dislike ourselves. We dislike how each other look. Proof to Gabby. We dislike how we talk. We dislike how we dress. We like to say things like, I speak proper English. We like to say things like, I don't like your grammar. For those who don't know me, I type how I type because I don't give a shit, right? We don't respect our own language. We don't respect our own foods. We don't respect anything that has to do with us, even if it's something that we remixed here, right? So the reason why we can't get our own communities is because we're afraid to have our own communities. We are completely afraid because we really do have them, right? We really do own the homes for the most part. We really do live here. We really do go to the schools, but we don't participate, right? So we always say how the schools are so fucking bad and shit and schools are so fucked up. That's your fault because you waiting on somebody to fix it for you. So you sit there at the school board meeting saying, I don't know why our kids don't have the right books, massa. Well, why would he teach your child to compete with his child? Like, what sense does that make? Take away the oppression piece. Take away the white man is the devil piece. Why would anyone train your child to compete with theirs? Period. Like, this has nothing to do, this is just common sense. Why would you do that, right? As much as I might love my neighbor, I'm not going to give him a book that I have yet to give my child. I'm just not going to do it. You know what I mean? So when people hear the word separation, they look at it so fucking bad and so fucked up. Like, why wouldn't you, why we just can't live? We worked with some people in the West End, some older sisters. And my wife said to them, look, they're gentrifying the hell out of this neighborhood. We don't live here, but we want to help our people and we want to help our community. And, these white folks really don't care about you. No lie, this is what the sister said. She tells my wife, we can't be on that. We got to get past that. That's the problem with us right now. We not past none of that. All right, but you still suffer, right? You continue to suffer on a continuum because you wanna be the moral high ground for the United States of America. The people that was beat the most, prayed the most, took the most shit, allow their children to be ate up by a system. We've turned our cheeks, but more than anything, we've turned our backs on our communities completely. Of course, both children should get the same book, Kirk Quinlan, but if I don't have the ability, but listen, I'm not going to teach your child before I teach my own. This is what you're missing. At the end of the day, I'm not going to teach mine and not teach your own. I'm not going to get up every day. Like, it just makes no sense, right? No one's going to get up every day and bust their ass for their child. This is why you go to an all-white school system and all the teachers are mostly white. This is why you go to Chinatown and a great majority of the teachers are Chinese. This is why it's like that, right? This is why you got to press through, motherfucker, when you call to get services because you speak English, right? Because they hold on to whatever that culture is. They hold on to it to the wheels fall off because they know there's commerce involved. There's money involved. There's things involved, right? So a Mexican sister who has a less education as you, just to say, in a call center, will get the job because of you because she speaks another language, right? So what you do is you let these people tell you that Geechee you talk, that Ebonics you talk, that is not a language, right? They tell you that. So you bust your ass to talk like them and speak like them, when in all actuality, language is pliable, language changes, language is based on culture, language is based on region. That's the way it is. We're the only ones that bust our ass to speak proper English. We're the only ones who do that. We're the only ones who do that in some, misguided Chicanos and shit. That's my point. So I think when people say separate and have your own and be your own, we look at it as something of violence or something that's fucked up. But then we'll say, that's how the Jews do it. Look how the Jews do it. A dollar don't flip in the Jewish community, but a dollar flip in the Jewish community 1,000 times. That's how they do it. Right? That's what they do. But as soon as we get a buck, we give it away. As soon as we see a brother in need in the community, we have an issue with it. I had a sister tell me, I hope this don't mess me up with her, but I told her I walk around the community every night. This is at the little meeting. I said I walk this community every night. And no lie, this is what she says to me. This is 2 days ago for the Habitat for Humanity meeting I went to. I said, I walk the neighborhood every night. She looks at me and says, you walk the neighborhood every night? Really? So the dude next to me was like, wow, what's up with that? She was like, maybe I'm paranoid. Every night you walk around here? Like, she wanted to know why I was walking in the community. Like, why I walk. Because, you know why I walk the community every night? Because every night I hear motherfuckers talking about they hear gunshots. Every night I hear somebody say they got their car broken into. And I walk around this motherfucker every night, every day if I get a chance. And I don't see none of it. Not saying it doesn't happen, but I realize what they're doing. They're setting the precedence to get us the fuck out of here. That's what I'm saying. So if y'all so afraid to be by yourselves or have a community within yourselves, it's your fault. If you are complaining, if you lived in a community and it's had a bad grocery store for the last 20 years, you might have to look at fault. I don't want to hear that redlining bullshit. I don't want to hear none of it. I don't want to hear how they won't let us do nothing. You can't talk about what they won't let you do if you haven't tried to do it. And that when in Rome, do as the Romans. Well, we not in Rome, brother. I'm in Southwest Atlanta, bro. I'm not in Rome. I'm in Southwest Atlanta, and I'm with my people, right? This is why the Jays right now in the morning, bro, Malik, can I cut your lawn? They know they can knock on my door. As much as I don't like it, they know I can knock on my door because I'm not going to demean them. I'm not going to talk crazy to them. I'm not going to do none of that. They know they can stop, and when they see me outside and talk to me because they know I look at them like they my brother. Yeah, well, y'all keep on speaking American and see what happens. See how far that get. It might get you far, but it won't get your brother far. It won't get your sister far. I talk how I feel like talking. If you don't understand me, eat a jock. But that's what I had to say because I didn't feel like typing. My hands smell like fish. Look, I got on the, y'all see that? I got to get my cooking game back up. I got 2 catering jobs in the next couple of weeks. And I ain't been cooking that. We be eating fried fish and shit from the, what's the name? So I got to get my shit back right. Get all my stuff together so I can get this shmoney. because the bills ain't gonna pay itself. But that's what I'm on. So separating doesn't mean I hate white people. I look at it as commerce. I look at it as a way that we can lean on each other. If someone moves in your neighborhood that makes $300,000 a year, and you got some other cats in your neighborhood don't live right, or not live right, whose money just ain't as right, you're more susceptible to be able to help them and lift them up. We tend to think that when you go to a rich white neighborhood, everybody in that neighborhood is rich. We really, really believe that shit. But then you go to a rich white neighborhood and then you realize you got people working at McDonald's, Pizza Hut, and all that stupid shit, working at all the fast food spots, doing all the menial jobs. They got the same white folks doing it. It's only poor people spend money, right? And we are culturally poor. That's why we are broke. We are culturally poor. We haven't found a way to invest in ourselves, which then allows people to come and do business with us. They have no business with us. No business in the hood. There's nothing in the hood they want. And the drugs are better in the white neighborhood. So whoever's going to say that, they come to us with drugs? No, I lived in Kennesaw. All the meth labs are there. In between $1 million homes is trailer parks and meth labs in Kennesaw, Georgia. Get on what? Everybody, look, no one help. I have no help. Get on it, bro. I'm on everything. I try to be on it. I try to be on anything that I say I could be. Yeah, I don't know how to write a book, Yogi. But my wife always wants to help me do stuff, and I don't think she knows what she's doing because my ego is big. I just think it's supposed to just happen. I know I need to do a book. I do need to talk to you soon, Yogi, because I got this idea, and you're the only one I know that could help me with the setup of it to make sure I'm doing it right. Because me and reading don't go too good. I'll be frustrated. So I want to make sure I'm doing it right. But I'll reach out to you soon. Matter of fact, tonight, if I'm comfortable enough, I might start working on it and do a test run tonight. But yeah, that's it. Separation doesn't mean go live in the woods. I mean, unless you want to live in the woods. We can have prosperous, technological, is that the word? Advanced communities. We can have these things. We need to start making our communities palatable for the people who got some shit, right? So everybody in our hood ain't gonna be rich, right? Everybody in a 10 square mile radius is not gonna be rich, but at the same time, there'll be resources, there'll be community, there'll be things there to make their life much easier. And you do that through commerce and economics. That's how you do that. That's how you rich motherfuckers can help. Oprah Winfrey, perfect example. Oprah Winfrey was just in my neighborhood, filming some lady's house, right in my neighborhood. So you question, how the fuck is Oprah Winfrey in Southwest Atlanta? What the fuck is she doing around here, right? Because they got this movement of what they're doing to this community. Meanwhile, the locals are running around here like ain't nothing happened. Oprah Winfrey is in my neighborhood, taking pictures and filming in someone's house because the uprising of Southwest Atlanta, what's happening to this historical community. And the community we live in the west end of Southwest Atlanta is probably the youngest. It was built in the 1930s, like the houses. Our house is 101 years old, something like that. But like West End and the Dare Park and stuff like that was in the 1800s, in the late 1800s. So they see value in stuff that you don't see no value in because they've tricked you. And they've tricked you with your food, right? You grew up in a household where your mother's like, I'm not eating out. I can't afford that dumb shit. You better go eat them grapes in the refrigerator, right? So then, because we couldn't afford fast food, they got smart because fast food was killing their asses off. So we say, we'll make it cheap and put it in your community. That's what they'll do. And then they'll raise the prices of shit that's coming right out the fucking ground and barely cost them any money to make and make eating right expensive. So they created commerce around it. It's just bad. But that's about it. That's about it. So there's nothing wrong with separating. There's nothing wrong with pulling away and readjusting and reevaluating and getting your shit together. When y'all start talking about the good old days, well, usually people when start talking about the good old days, they were talking about we was poor and we didn't know they was poor because you wasn't poor. You were culturally rich. That was corny, wasn't it? But anyway, I gotta go because my hands like fish.